Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Free Think Dojo. Over the weekend, I traveled to a martial arts seminar that I was attending, and I always love going to these events because it's basically people that all love the martial arts coming together and fully expressing themselves. It's really cool to see everybody's creativity flourish, and they're all working off of each other with their ideas, their movements, and it's almost like they're creating an art piece in front of your own eyes. Whether you're instructing or just a simple student at the seminar learning, it's always an emotional experience. You get to see people's eyes light up when they learn a new technique or they fix an issue that they've been having in their own training. But at the same time, you're watching them unlock potentials within themselves that they never thought possible. Every time I attend one of these seminars, it always reinforces the idea for me that creativity is a gift, and when you have it, you should cherish it. After the seminar, I was sitting in the airport getting ready for my flight, and I was scrolling through social media and came across the story of the new AI actress that is making her or its way into the acting industry and has actually been given a deal to star in a movie in some production company. In that moment, my heart kind of sank. Imagine going to an event that literally thrives off of creativity. And then the next thing you know, you're coming across something that will literally change the world forever because it's basically a sign that creativity is dying and that people are just starting to get lazy. As a movie lover, I thought I would take time in the dojo today to give my 2 cents on this situation, but also talk a little bit about the possible impacts it could have in the future to come. If you've been around in the dojo from the beginning, I came out with a video, I think it was my second video on the channel, called Everything Feels So Stale. And in that video, I was talking about how individualism and originality is starting to fade in the newer generations. It's starting to seem that companies are no longer caring about creativity. It seems as if they're just trying to create carbon copies of successful ideas that they know will make money and will get attention, and just throwing those out to the public. And a lot of people have started to notice that. But I feel like at the same time, they're a little distracted by things like AI. I also made a video about AI and how it is, obviously getting scary, and there's a lot of things that are, starting to replicate like an iRobot situation. But I know that AI has a way to convince people that there are easier ways to complete tasks, and there's easier ways to do certain things that would usually require some sense of problem solving, creativity, or critical thinking skills. All of that together, though, is a great segue into this AI actress situation because the acting industry has always struggled as long as I could remember. There's always been an issue with strikes happening and, actors and actresses not getting paid enough. But there's also been a big issue with, movie budgets and them being really extreme and just over the top when they don't really need to be. Now, obviously, this AI actress situation is a way to cut the budget. If you don't have to hire actors and actresses that are actually real, you don't have to spend money on them. But I think when a lot of people see these types of stories come out, they get scared. They do think it's going to be an iRobot situation or, AI taking over. But I think that's kind of what they want you to think. They want you to think that, oh, this is, becoming the new thing and, everything's going to be automated and AI driven, which whether that's true or not, I think the bigger issue is that these people that are making these movies and these producers and whatnot are basically just being lazy. If they want to try and cut costs for a movie or bring the budget down, fine, that's okay. But when you start to take humans out of the equation when it comes to movies, it's like taking the magic out of them as well. As far as I know, the acting industry has always been hard to get into. Acting gigs have always been scarce, and people have gone on strikes because they've gotten low pay, even though they've had big budgets in these movies. And I feel like this is just a slap to the face to them, to be honest with you. The job market is already a mess, and we're all aware of that. And I don't know how it would affect the acting industry in particular. Obviously, there's like actors and actresses, but then there's also production jobs and things of that nature. But it does remind me of a study that came out earlier this year about how AI is going to slowly start to take away jobs from people and make them more automated. But never in a million years would I have thought that this AI actor situation would be the catalyst to that becoming true. There's obviously going to be a lot of things that will change after this. I think with the entertainment industry, it'll change it in a lot of big ways. But as mind boggling as this all is, and just honestly sad to see, it just really gets me thinking about the magic of entertainment and what we truly love about it as consumers. The entertainment industry has always pushed people to think. It's always given people a reason to explore life, and these lessons that it'll teach us have always been very impactful for developing individuals, kids, teenagers. And for me especially, like in a martial arts movie, let's say, if I see real people on the screen performing a martial arts fight scene or some technique, it makes me feel good. It makes me know that there are people out there that put in a lot of work to train themselves to perform these stunts and these techniques. And I can't do that with AI. AI has not spent years developing their bodies. They haven't spent years, creating these techniques and dedicating its life to it. AI has never worked a day in its life. Other people have just worked it. It also makes me lose even more respect for the people that are actually utilizing the AI to do this. I just feel as if AI does make things easier. We do agree on that. But it's taking away all creativeness. It's taking away that light bulb moment. You don't have to work to make these stories and these characters. Therefore, there is no magic behind them. There's no human experience and human thinking behind these characters. And that's where the magic's going to be lost. And if we're not careful, that same action and that same process of losing that creativity could leak into actual people's lives. Obviously, the characters we see in movies are not real, but the human beings that trained for years to master the art of storytelling are the ones that really help those life lessons we learn in these movies stick. So if we take away the human aspect, it's really one of those moments where if an AI actress says, be a better person or live your life caring for others, if that person isn't real, then how will I know that the life lesson has any meaning to it? If I'm being honest, I feel like I'm getting a little tired of this AI trying to butt its way into our lives. And I know it's inevitable that it's going to eventually kind of take over things and going to be normal in our day-to-day lives. But I'm hoping at the end of the day, people start to really look at AI and really decide for themselves to separate AI from things that are actually meaningful and actually create purpose for human beings. Because at the end of the day, when those things start to mix, we get situations like this. As I said before, creativity is something to cherish, and I hope that everybody who's watching this video takes time in their life at some point to look at AI and look at their own potential and make sure that you keep them as far away from each other as possible. I'm definitely still recovering from the weekend here, so hopefully I get this video out on time. But if I don't, I'll let you guys know in some post on my channel, so just be on the lookout for that. But definitely let me know down in the comments what your guys' opinions are on this AI actress stuff and how you yourself are staying creative in your daily lives. Once again, though, I appreciate every single one of you sticking around with me in the dojo today. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, like the video, share it with your friends to grow the dojo, and I'll talk to you guys later.